vice presidential debate is 3 days out and counting, but that didn't stop Republican VP nominee Paul Ryan from hitting the trail in the crucial state of Ohio today. As for the vice president, though, he was holed up at home preparing for Thursday's event. Should conservatives be worried? Town Hall's Guy Benson says, don't underestimate the vice president. Guy, you make a very good point. I remember the debates in 2008, both primary and presidential, and after that, the presidential debates. Joe Biden does pretty well, right?
Yeah, hey, Eric. I think that a lot of conservatives that I've been speaking to for months have been licking their chops, really since Paul Ryan was announced as Mitt Romney's running mate, could not wait, had this date circled on their calendar saying it's going to be a bloodbath. I think Paul Ryan is a very able debater. I think he has great command of the facts, particularly on economic issues. I expect a strong debate performance from him. But the idea that it's going to be this totally lopsided bloodbath, sort of like we saw in Denver, by the way, I think might overstate it a little bit, because at the very least, Eric, I think Joe Biden is going to come out more energized and engaged than the president did in Denver, and just the body language and that level of engagement, I think, will play somewhat to Biden's advantage, even if he's sort of off the beaten trail rhetorically, as he so often is.
All right, let me push back on you a little bit there. After the big debate last Wednesday night where Mitt Romney seemed to, in fact, a lot of people believe that. Can we pull the poll up very quickly? It says 72% of the people think Mitt Romney actually won that debate, while only 20% believe Barack Obama won that debate. After that debate, literally the next morning, they were calling Mitt Romney a liar. The campaigns, the various Democratic groups were saying he's a liar. He made these numbers up, these facts up. If Paul Ryan is smart, he'll go right at those numbers and say, hey, let's talk numbers. Doesn't Paul Ryan have an advantage if they start talking numbers?
Yes. Oh, there's no doubt about that. He is an excellent explainer, particularly, as I said, on those economic and budgetary issues. I think if Joe Biden is smart, he's going to try to pull this discussion as much as possible into some extraneous issues like the, war on women type of stuff and foreign policy. I think that there is something of a hurdle for Paul Ryan to get over in this debate, to sort of pass just the basic eye test on foreign policy for a vice presidential nominee. I think that Biden, look, there's been so much out there that Paul Ryan's going to wipe the floor with Biden. I think that the expectations game has shifted in the Obama-Biden camp's favor, particularly after Mitt Romney's very strong performance last Wednesday. The only thing I'm worried about from the perspective of Joe Biden, the only thing Democrats maybe should be a little anxious over, in my view, is if Joe Biden has read enough of this press where people are expecting him to get clobbered. Maybe he's feeling more pressure since the president performed so poorly last week. Maybe he feels like he has to really bow up and do it himself. And when he gets emotional or angry, that's when his mouth tends to do things that really hurt.
Sure. A couple of last few weeks, there have been a couple of gaffes from Joe Biden. Maybe they're feeling the pressure. Maybe there's a bit of desperation in the campaign saying, look, we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars to attack Mitt Romney, and it's just not working.
Oh, well, Eric, I think that you're absolutely right. This Obama campaign cannot afford back-to-back sound defeats or even routes in debates. They can't afford it. So there definitely is some pressure here on Vice President Biden. I just think that the expectations are so low for him because of his sort of gaff-tastic reputation that people might be underestimating him just a little bit. And I think, look, Paul Ryan is in there. He's got a very able guy playing Joe Biden in his debate prep in Ted Olson. At the same time, Joe Biden's been hunkered down for 6 days preparing for this debate, with Chris Van Hollen playing the role of Paul Ryan. And Congressman Van Hollen of Maryland is the counterpart on the House Budget Committee. He knows Paul Ryan very well. So I think these guys are going to be prepared. The question is, what are the themes going to be in the debate, and is Joe Biden going to be able to keep his cool?
Okay, well, what's the sense, at least among the inside the Beltway, you people there, not necessarily the media, what's the sense? Even? Little leaning to Paul Ryan?
In this debate, yeah, I think most people are expecting Paul Ryan to do well in the debate, if not outright win it. That's still essentially my expectation, but I think that the media is itching to write an Obama comeback narrative story, and if Joe Biden doesn't collapse on stage rhetorically, that will be seen, I think, or portrayed by the media.
They said the same thing about President Obama. All he has to do is show up. If he doesn't collapse, he's going to win the debate. And then we turned out it was a completely different story. Guy Benson, we're going to leave it there at Town Hall. Thank you.
All right, Eric, thanks.